with this breaking news alert.
We do have some breaking traffic news this morning. Live pictures from 270 and 70 in West Columbus. A semi crash on the highway, and it is about to cause a rush hour mess.
Plus, a possible hurricane brewing in the Gulf of Mexico. Projections calling for a foot of rain. The new path of this storm just revealed within the hour.
And some breaking news overnight in Columbus. 2 firefighters taken to the hospital while battling a fire on the far east side. We have details just in on how they're doing.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. It's July 11th. Glad to be with you this morning. I'm Jessica Ralston.
And I'm Kurt Ludlow. And we begin with that breaking traffic news on the west side. A semi crash going to cause some major backups for people heading to Hilliard and Dublin.
Yeah, talk about terrible timing for this morning commute. Let's kick it straight over to Katie McKee.
No kidding. And it's not exactly, again, like you were saying, what we want to see is a lot of folks are getting ready to start their morning. I have these graphics pulled up just because the folks that are maneuvering the cameras in that area have actually shifted it away from this semi that's rolled over. Now, we do have a crew that's getting ready to head to the scene. Of course, Mobile Track Mike is getting ready to check this out and keep us posted. But we did get an update not too long ago from Columbus Police saying that this is going to be closed for hours. So that ramp is going to be closed 70 eastbound to 270 northbound. Again, they're working to get this overturned semi back upright and out of the way. Now, we do know there were injuries out of this accident as it was reported. Now, you can take 70 eastbound to Wilson Road to 70 westbound, then hop on to 270 northbound to get around this. But of course, again, it's going to create some issues as folks are making their way out this morning because it's going to be shut down for several hours. So that's really the only thing that's happening on our roads right now. Everything else is moving nicely. Everybody's in the green. Again, we will have a live report coming up in the next 15 minutes from Mobile Track Mike as soon as he gets to that area where we have that overturned semi blocking that ramp. Buck?
All right, good morning, everyone, and let's go out right outside. We're dealing with temperatures in the mid-70s, a very warm, humid, almost tropical feel to the air. We're at 76 degrees out of Buckeye Lake, a few passing clouds. Radar and satellite over the last couple of hours here showing some showers down in Athens County, a few light sprinkles trying to work their way up, trying to fire up to our west. What's going to be interesting, the sun is coming up above the horizon. Once it heats up this little bit of a disturbance, it might actually help to amplify that. So the radar could be changing quite a bit over the next hour. As far as heading out the door, hour by hour today, grab the rain gear. We're going to get up to 86 for the high heading into the afternoon, and we will see some strong storms, especially along I-70 and to the southeast in particular. That's when we're going to see some of our strongest storms. If you're planning a day trip today, going to Cedar Point, a little lower chance of rain for you, about a 20% chance at any given time. Zumbizi Bay and Kings Island, be prepared for some scattered showers and storms from time to time. All of us warming into the mid-80s for the day today and humid. But that changes tomorrow. We're going to dive into the tropics here coming up in just a little bit, guys.
Breaking news on the far east side. 2 firefighters hurt this morning battling this fire on Montaigne Avenue. That's not too far from Chatterton Road. A fire sparking on a backyard grill at one house and then those flames spreading to the house next door. The backs of both homes have severe damage.
So neither of the families were hurt in this, but one of the firefighters was treated for heat exhaustion. He was checked out there by medics on the scene. And then another firefighter had some kind of cut, but everyone's going to be okay, according to the fire chief. We will have a live report for you coming up here at 6:30 this morning. We're also following a huge weather story in the Gulf right now.
A major storm system heading towards New Orleans as we speak, and it could become a hurricane. Take a look at your left. That is the storm right now. And then on your right is a live look at Bourbon Street. You see some areas under evacuation orders right now, a state of emergency in effect in Louisiana. Let's check in with Buck again. He has a new path of the storm that was just released.
Yeah, we're going to get to the path and the rain totals coming up here in just a second. But as far as heading out the door today, what you need to know, if anybody's traveling down towards Louisiana this weekend, I would highly recommend trying to change your plans with that. So there's the radar and satellite. It can't pick up the rain in these farthest lower bands of the rain because it's just too far away from the coast. The radars have to be on the ground. So the current track has this going up towards Louisiana. It is currently potential tropical cyclone 2. It's not even a tropical storm yet. It has the potential and likelihood that it will become a tropical storm and potentially a hurricane. I want to show you the track of this as it makes its way closer, and I'll stop it before or right as it makes landfall. 75-mile-per-hour winds, that is barely even a Category 1 hurricane. Still going to bring a lot of rain. We're going to show you how much rain coming up a little bit later this morning, guys.
Tonight, the Pike County Democratic Party will meet to discuss who will take over as interim sheriff. It does not have to be a current member of the department.
That decision comes after the Ohio Supreme Court ruled that Sheriff Charles Reeder should be suspended during an investigation by the state auditor. Reeder is accused of theft and tampering with evidence. He's pleaded not guilty. A committee has up to a month and a half to name an interim sheriff.
There is a fight this morning between first responders and state lawmakers over what is not covered by workers' compensation. Union leaders want post-traumatic stress disorder added to the list.
Studies show 1 in 5 first responders will suffer from PTSD. The Ohio House agreed to the change, but the Senate removed the provision from the state budget. Opponents say the change would drastically change the law and could hurt the bottom line.
When the workers' compensation system was enacted in our state's constitution in 1912 through today, there's always been a requirement for a physical injury in the system. This would be a change would remove that requirement.
Opponents also believe if you include one mental health condition, then you have to include others. Even though this year's budget has already been passed, lawmakers could add PTSD to workers' comp. It's not clear if or when that would happen.
Several months after a new mom in Kentucky went missing, police say they found human remains at a home believed to be her last known location.
In December, 22-year-old Savannah Spurlock gave birth to twins. Just weeks later, she disappeared after leaving a bar. Police are investigating a house about 40 miles away. They've questioned 4 men, but haven't filed any charges. Savannah's mother is taking care of her daughter's 4 children.
All right, if you need a job and you want to spend your summer outside in the sun, a busy pool needs some help.
Yeah, the reason the Y is having trouble finding lifeguards.
And let's give you a live look again at 70 and 270 on the west side. If this area is normally a part of your morning commute, you might want to take a different route. Columbus police warning you it will be closed for hours. Katie and Kilbert will help you avoid this mess at 6:14.
Currently calm. We're going to see thunderstorms heading into the afternoon today. Some of the storms could become rather strong, so we're going to be timing these out for you. Coming up for where you live, that's coming up on our next main weather. Then looking ahead, we're going to be getting you the latest with the tropics, show you where the heaviest rain's likely going to go with this potential hurricane. Right now, it's not even a tropical storm. We'll break it all down for you coming up here shortly and how it changes our weather as well. Jess?
Well, that makes it a perfect time, Buck, to make sure you download the Ohio Weather app. We will keep you updated with the interactive radar. You can track storms before they hit your neighborhood. It's free. Search for Ohio WX to download. All right, with hot temperatures expected for a while now, one place you might want to go to cool off, of course, is the pool. If you're making plans for this weekend, a YMCA here in Columbus will not be an option. The Cherry Creek Y will be closed this weekend because of a lifeguard shortage. The Y says this is actually a national problem because younger employees are looking for other jobs.
Less applicants than we have in the past, so less people are working. Maybe they're getting more involved in school sports, school activities, internships, getting prepped for jobs that they see more as a career path and not working as much in summer-only jobs such as lifeguarding sometimes.
The YMCA requires lifeguards to be at least 16 years old. There are also courses and tests involved. If you want to apply, open up the app, the ABC6 app, and tap on this story. Some of the most successful athletes and teams in sports honored at the ESPYs. The message from top women's soccer players as Team USA brings home another big win.
Well, good morning. This accident along I-70 to 270 northbound has got things tangled up on the west side this morning. No surprise. Let me take you outside and show you the overturned semi. This happened just a little before 1 a.m. In this area. We have had several of these incidences where these trucks come around this curve, and it is a pretty steep curve. They roll over out of this, especially if a load shifts on them, and that's what happened. As we understand, this truck was loaded with paper, and it was not on skids, so they actually had to bring a second truck in. They just got done with the offloading process. They had to manually pick all those boxes of paper up and put them on a second truck to get them out of here. Now, Columbus Police telling us that they are going to work now to get that tractor trailer uprighted and get it out of the way. They're saying approximately an hour and a half is what they believe it's going to take to get this out of the way. So we're going to stand by here, and of course we'll let you know as soon as the ramp opens. Again, if you're traveling 70 eastbound coming into the city, you're not going to be able to take the ramp to 270 northbound up towards the Dublin area. Katie, do you have a workaround for this?
Yeah, so just reiterating what Mike was saying, just to show you exactly where he is on the map, this is going to be on the west side, that ramp closure 70 eastbound to 270 northbound. Now, you can take 70 eastbound to Wilson Road to 70 westbound, then to hop on to 270 northbound to work your way around it. Obviously, like he said, we're not expecting things to be back open until 8 a.m., so this is going to affect the majority of your morning commute. So if you're heading out in this direction, just work your way around what is happening right here. As for your big picture this morning, we really aren't seeing any slowdowns. This is the only thing that's happened all morning long that needs to be of a concern. Everything else is moving nicely. The outer belt looks fantastic. Folks working their way in towards the downtown, also in the green right now. And both directions of 33 coming down from Marysville and then also coming up from Canal Winchester are in the green as well. So if you're heading out, just keep in mind that ramp closure on the west side. Other than that, hopefully Thursday morning commute won't be too bad, guys.
All right, Katie, thanks. 6:16 right now, and in just a few hours, the White House will host a social media summit. According to Vice.com, neither Facebook nor Twitter will be at that event.
However, a social media site with ties to far-right figures, including several neo-Nazi groups, will be there. The president will speak at this event.
As Sinclair national correspondent Angelica Alvarez explains, the summit comes as lawmakers are ready looking into possible political bias online.
Facebook, Twitter, and Google continue to be accused of political bias when it comes to conservative voices. Many of those voices are now on their way to the White House for a social media summit. Details on that are limited. We know it's a closed event, but talk of the big social media companies is likely, in particular, claims of bias.
Judging by the people he's invited, I think it's more about content than it is about process or legality.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle hope it's that and more.
Are we making sure that, one, are they becoming too large?
And I think all sides need to be heard from the left, from the right, from the center.
Representative Devin Nunes is in litigation with Twitter, accusing the company of shadow banning users from who can see his tweets. In an email, Twitter says this isn't true. Still, he's not attending the summit, but hopes that will be addressed.
All the American people should be very concerned, no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, because people can easily decide what gets in front of your eyes.
We will likely hear more about how to regulate social media companies in the 2020 presidential election. Scott Tallon, professor of public and strategic communication at American University, says regulation can be a slippery slope.
It's one thing to regulate them as an industry or as a business, but in terms of bias and in terms of speech, it's a very difficult thing to say, hey, you need to do this because the First Amendment of the Constitution.
As far as whether any of the big social media companies will be at the summit, Facebook confirms it was not invited. Twitter would only say that it remains impartial on all its users, regardless of background or a political affiliation. And at last check, we have not yet heard back from Google. Reporting in Washington, I'm Angelica Alvarez.
Severe summer storms are hitting parts of Texas hard with heavy winds, lightning, even some hail.
Take a look at this video from a security camera in Fort Worth.
Ooh,
wow.
Whoa.
It's like a light show. All those lightning strikes at the same time.
That's gorgeous.
It's incredible. Firefighters believe the storm caused a house fire in North Texas. A college reported 77-mile-per-hour wind gusts around dinner time. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The National Weather Service says temperatures at DFW, the airport, hit a high of 98 degrees with a heat index of 107. Wow.
Look at that lightning, Buck. What can you tell us about that?
It's probably all one strike.
One strike?
Yeah, it's just kind of fingering its way through the clouds there. I mean,
it's like a spider web almost. It's pretty cool.
Slow motion. They have some like really slow motion video of lightning, and it's very entertaining to watch. Obviously, it's dangerous.
Sure.
But to watch that, I mean, just
Well, yeah, because it's in an instant. You don't see
Yeah.
it because it just happens, boom, boom, and it's gone. But if you slow it down, it's just gorgeous.
The power of it, though, is
Yes.
amazing. So let's talk about our weather headlines, because we will get into some potentially powerful storms later today. The strongest storms to the south and east of Columbus for the most part. It's going to be warm and humid today. And then we get into some sunshine. Friday and Saturday looks good. And we're watching the tropics carefully. We're going to dive more into what is potential tropical cyclone 2 coming up in a little bit, but it may become tropical storm Barry as we go through the morning. Next update from the National Hurricane Center in about 90 minutes from right now. So most of the viewing area is pretty quiet. Had some storms down to the southeast moving out, but as we zoom in here, nice little cell moving through Grove City this morning over towards Groveport now. It's not moving real fast, about 20 miles per hour, so it would have this cell going out to the east, potentially Buckeye Lake and Baltimore here. Baltimore at about 7:05, Buckeye Lake by about 7:25, so we'll keep an eye on that as it's working its way through. A wider view showing you again, there's not a lot of rain right now. Looks like a strike of lightning there just to the west of Bucyrus up in Crawford County. But we'll get into more storms later today. I-71 corridors in the marginal risk. Southeastern Ohio is in a slight risk for severe weather, so the better chance for stronger storms will be south and eastern portions of the state. Currently, it's a warm, humid morning where it's 75 degrees, winds are calm, but that dew point at 70, it's just really heavy, sticky air. And we're waking up in the mid-70s pretty much all across the state. Warming into the mid-80s for highs today. And let's go right to Futurecast and time out this rain. So notice we get a couple of showers and storms, and it is picking up on that little cell there out to the east by 7 a.m. As we continue through the morning, pretty quiet at 9:30. Storms, though, firing up to our south at noon. More developing to the northwest, moving through the area as we go through the evening. So here's 5 p.m. It does have rain in the metro area for the evening commute. Scattered showers and storms continue moving out to the east through this evening, and then it's out of here. Gusty winds and hail possible with some of these storms later today. Tomorrow we get into sunshine after a little bit of early morning fog, potentially 67 in the morning. Clouds clear out through the day tomorrow, getting into a sunny afternoon, 83 degrees for the high tomorrow. Really nice day tomorrow. So today we got scattered showers and storms. Friday and Saturday we have sunshine, and then scattered showers and storms popping back up in the afternoons Sunday and Monday. And the latest projection looks to be that what would be Barry could be heading in our direction Monday or Tuesday, depending on the speed. Lot to nail down. So stay tuned to the forecast, because I think Tuesday and Wednesday will be changing as we really fine-tune the forecast there. Gary, happy birthday to you. You're the first featured photo of the morning, and a lot of birthdays today. We've got Pat, Gary, Michelle, Molly, Chris, Dottie. We also have Ruth Ann, I believe Taisha, Haley, Alyssa, Barb, Josh, Brock, Devin, Oliver, and Antanya. Happy birthday to everyone. If you want to nominate someone, just go to my Facebook page or Twitter and find the post right at the top. And again, we'll get you the latest on the tropical system in just a little bit.
All right, Buck, 6:23 right now, and in just a few hours, a babysitter here in Columbus accused of abuse is scheduled to face a judge.
The disturbing new details about this heartbreaking case and what she's accused of doing to several children coming up at 6:30. And we have an update to breaking news. 2 firefighters injured as they try to keep this house fire under control. A live report coming up.
National team flew across the country to accept another impressive award.
Jet lag? Nah, not there. Here's a look at the ESPY reveal for Best Team.
And the winner is... All those in favor of equal pay say aye. The women's national soccer team!
This is the 3rd time the U.S. women's national team has won Best Team. It's tied with the New York Yankees for most all time.
Co-captain Alex Morgan was named Best Female Athlete, and she had some jokes.
Sorry, but this is probably the second best trophy we won this week.
Morgan also gave a shout out to her teammates. She pushed for investment in women and girls across the professional world, including athletics. The U.S. women's national team pushing for equal pay among top soccer players, regardless of gender.
ABC6 starts now with this breaking news alert.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on this Thursday, July 11th. I'm Kurt Ludlow.
And I'm Jessica Ralston. We could see strong, even severe storms today. Buck is going to have a new forecast for you right here in just 90 seconds.
But first, a big traffic headache on the west side. This will affect anybody driving to or from Hilliard or Dublin. Let's get right over to Katie McKee.
This is true. This is not exactly what you want to see starting out your morning, but has been active for quite some time. This happened overnight. We're still seeing that semi rolled over and closing that ramp 70 eastbound to 270 northbound. So you can work your way around this, take 70 eastbound to Wilson, to 70 westbound, then to 270 northbound to get around this issue right there. So again, we have been looking at, for the most part, 70 right here, but you can actually see that they have shifted the camera. So just how many emergency personnel over here. We've got Columbus Police, we've got ODOT. I know that they're working to try to get this thing upright. Last check, Mike Kilburn was saying that this has been a whole process, which is why it's taking them a couple of hours to get this moved on out of the way. I want to check in with him right now. He's got a better look of what's happening there on the ground. Mike?
Yeah, good morning, Katie. Well, good news is in just the last couple of minutes, they have actually rolled that truck back up on its wheels. So it is now uprighted. Of course, the next thing will be to take care of any spills that may have occurred with that truck rolling over. This happening just a little before 1 a.m. The driver of this truck was taken to the hospital. We understand that those injuries were minor. But this is one of those curves that we see several accidents a year of semis roll over. Those loads will shift as they make this curve, and then this is the result. But again, you can see tow trucks there in place. They did just bring it up on its wheels, so that means that it won't be long before they'll be able to tow this out of the way. Again, there's going to be some cleanup of fuel, oil, those kinds of things on the roadway. Once they get that taken care of, it should be out of the way. The estimate that we've gotten is just about an hour 15 minutes. It should be out of the way and the ramp should be open. Reporting live from Mobile Track along I-70 eastbound to the 270 northbound ramp, I'm Mike Kilburn.
Hey, good morning, Mike. And as you are heading out the door, the south side of 270 is going to be a little wet. We had a shower just move its way from Grove City over towards Groveport. Looking out to the east, though, we have some broken clouds. Temperatures are very warm, mid-70s with light winds. Let's go right to the radar and show you. Had some storms out to the far southeast. Those are moving out of here. But as we zoom in, there's that little cell that went through Grove City, Groveport. It has been weakening heading over towards the Pickerington area. So a couple sprinkles. Same for Union County near Marysville. A couple of sprinkles this morning. That little cell has been slowly fizzling out. As long as it holds together, eventually hitting Baltimore and Buckeye Lake within about 20 minutes or so, and into eastern Licking County in about an hour. So we'll keep an eye on that. Best chance of rain is going to be into the afternoon today with some scattered showers and storms. 86 degrees for the high today. It's going to be warm and muggy, but that rain races out of here quickly and looking sunny for the day tomorrow. So if you can get outside and mow this morning, you might be able to find that opportunity to mow the grass. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till Friday or Saturday. A lot of sunshine those days before more rain returns once again. Hurricane Hunter's been flying through the tropics. We're going to get you the latest updates on that tropical disturbance, where it's headed, get you the full track of that as well in just a little bit, guys.
6:33, breaking news right now here on Good Day Columbus. A pair of firefighters were hurt battling a fire that damaged two homes.
Let's get right out to Mike McCarthy, who has new details on how serious those injuries are. Mike?
So, Kurt, they may sound serious. At least one of the firefighters suffered a cut, but both men are expected to make a full recovery. Now that the sun is starting to come up, we can see more of the damage out here on the far southeast side. The fire started out back, but we are live out front to show you how it spread at this house. Just look inside those windows as we zoom in. You will see most, if not all, of the inside areas of this house are stained black from the smoke and then charred also from the flames. Let's take you back to earlier this morning when firefighters first arrived out here on Montaigne Avenue a little less than 2 hours ago. We're on the far southeast side, not too far from the village of Bryce. Officials here on the scene say it looks like this fire started with a backyard grill at one home, and then those flames spread to the house next door as well. We'll tell you now about what we know about the injuries to those two firefighters. Paramedics treated one of those firefighters here at the scene. We're told that man had some heat exhaustion. He was not taken to the hospital, but the other firefighter suffered some sort of cut, and it was serious enough to prompt enough concern that that firefighter was taken to a hospital to get treated there. But again, the battalion chief says both firefighters should make a full recovery. The people who live at these homes, both families, They were not hurt. Everyone able to get out of their house okay. But as we come back out here live, clearly these families are going to have a lot to deal with now with so much damage here at these homes. Jess and Kurt, in the last 5 minutes, the Red Cross arrived out here on the scene as those families start the process of looking towards what's next for them. Guys, back to you.
A Southeast Columbus babysitter getting ready to face a judge this morning on child abuse charges.
Alexis Moberger is live to tell us how one of the kids under her care is now suffering from a broken back. Alexis?
Hey, good morning, Kurt and Jess. Well, I want to warn you, there are some disturbing details, but it still is early on in the investigation. But now for the ages of the kids, they range from 13 months to 4 years old. Some of them now have several welts and bruises. One of the kids now suffering from multiple spinal injuries. But if you take a look, we do have a picture. This is 22-year-old Destiny Preston. She was arrested yesterday. She's been charged with 3 counts of assault and 3 counts of endangering children. But here's some also video that we also shot where the alleged incident happened. It was on Lorraine Court. Investigators say Dawn Wright agreed to let Preston keep her 3 children 2 weeks ago on Thursday, June 27th. When Wright picked them up 3 days later, she told police she noted bruises all over them. So she took them then to Nationwide Children's Hospital. That's when doctors found out the 13-month-old had 3 spinal fractures caused by compression. The 4-year-old and 2-year-old had bruises and welts from being whipped with the belt all over their bodies. And that includes on the 2-year-old's face. So heartbreaking details just to hear that. But Preston will be arraigned at 9 o'clock this morning. Of course, we will bring you the outcome and those results later on this morning and today. Kurt, Jess.
All right, Alexis Moberger with us here at 6:37. Read more about those charges on the free ABC6 app. We'll update you based on this morning's hearing. And to download the app, search for WSYX in your app store.
For the first time, we're hearing from a new mom who is suing a fertility clinic.
She says another woman gave birth to her child.
At 6:45, the raw emotions of finally meeting her baby boy at 6 weeks old.
In New Orleans, it has dried out there somewhat overnight. On your right, video as 8 inches of rain fell during a 3-hour period on Wednesday. This weekend is expected to be worse. Forecasters say parts of Louisiana could see up to a foot of rain by Monday. Buck has a look at the possible severe weather and if it could affect us here in about 8 minutes. This morning, firefighters still aren't sure what caused a 3-alarm blaze in Madison County. Firefighters from several departments, including Columbus, responded to a storage unit in London. At least half of the storage units there destroyed. While battling that fire, firefighters had to deal with the extreme heat, along with some concerns of what might be in those units.
We don't know exactly what's in the storage unit. We did have 3 small explosions at the beginning. The only thing we can attribute those to are some propane tanks or things like that. We're not exactly sure what that was at this time.
No serious injuries were reported, but a lot of folks lost everything that they had that they were storing in those units. In a few hours, Ohio's First Lady will stop in East Columbus. She plans to talk about the importance of nutritious foods for kids. This event is at the East Columbus Elementary School. Fran DeWine will observe the school's summer food service program. It allows kids to receive breakfast and lunch for free. She'll demonstrate how to grind wheat while she's there, and this event is at 9:30 this morning. It is 6:41 and still to come. We have sad news overnight out of Hollywood. An actress from one of the most famous movies ever has passed away. Katie?
And 6:41 right now, we have a situation on the west side that we're keeping an eye on right now. You can actually see what's going on behind me. This is a view from Mobile Track. Looks like they were able to get that semi upright. This at one point was turned over, causing a major closure. This is affecting folks on 70 trying to get off on 270 northbound, 70 eastbound and 270 northbound. So we are going to break this down, how you can get around this and exactly what the status is when we check in with Mike Kilburn coming up after the break. So stay with us here on Good Day Columbus.
Well, good morning. We're continuing to follow this overturned semi. It's at least up on its wheels now on I-70 eastbound to 270 northbound. Let's go outside Mobile Track. We'll show you what is happening right now. The best information that we have is that there is some oil spill down there. They're putting that absorbent down to get it cleaned up. They're probably going to bring a street sweeper down and sweep off the ramp before they actually open it. So we're probably just minutes away from actually seeing the semi get towed away. They have to disconnect the battery on that. Keeping in mind that this accident occurred a little before 1 a.m. So again, we are looking real close to probably about a half hour, 45 minutes. We should probably see this ramp back open again, and these crews are working to get everything taken care of. This truck was carrying a load of paper, and they did not have it on skids. It was all in boxes, so they had to actually manually offload that. That's what's taken so long. They finally got everything offloaded, and again, it looks like they'll be getting the semi out of the way, get the ramp cleaned up, and we'll see it open. We'll continue to follow this and, of course, bring you the latest. Reporting live from Mobile Track, from I-70 eastbound to 270 northbound. Katie?
All right, thanks, Mike. Well, it's good that they're making some progress there. CPD said that they're probably going to be able to open that by 8 a.m. So, of course, we're going to stay on top of it and let you know as soon as it does. This is a view from where I can see right now. There's Mobile Track right there. And then, of course, you can see all of those folks working to get this out of the way. So that ramp is still closed at this time. To work your way around it, you can take 70 eastbound to Wilson Road, to 70 westbound, then to 270 northbound. Again, this is going to be shut down probably until about 8 a.m. So as you're heading out this morning, just keep this in mind as you head out your door. As for your big picture right now, still looking good. We're starting to see some yellow spots though, but I will say 71 northbound for the most part on the south side has looked fantastic the majority of the morning yesterday. We had some major backups there. We're also seeing a little bit of yellow right here as folks are making their way in those 70 westbound lanes away from Bryce Road towards 270. You get some relief and then start to slow down again right by 33. I do want to check in with 33 right here just to show you 32 miles per hour. That's going to start slowing down right in the Canal Winchester area. So it's going to take you probably an extra, I would say, 10 minutes in that stretch. But of course, if you're used to traveling on up from Canal Winchester towards 270, you're aware of this. So we're not as slow as we could be, but definitely slowing down at this time. It's going to run you about 18 minutes from Pickerington Road on up to 270. Guys?
This morning, we are hearing from one of the mothers affected by that fertility clinic mix-up.
She and her husband are suing now after the clinic's mistake led to her babies being born to the wrong woman. It's a little confusing, but in 2018, 3 couples went to the same fertility center in Los Angeles. This woman's procedure did not produce a pregnancy. Well, then she found out one of her embryos did develop. It was given to a woman in New York, and the baby was born. So the original mom didn't meet her baby boy until he was 6 weeks old.
It was so many emotions running through my head, like happiness, sadness, that was the first time. Who wants to meet their child in the lobby of a hotel? It was heartbreaking. It was terrible.
The mix-up not discovered until another couple that's Asian. The birth parents question having non-Asian twins. They're also suing the clinic. The other baby belongs to a third couple. As of this morning, the fertility clinic has not commented on this case.
The time is 6:48, and we have some sad news out of Hollywood this morning. A star from one of the most famous movies ever has just passed away.
Dessert? Here it comes. Blueberry pie and cream. It's the most marvelous blueberry pie I've ever tasted.
How could we ever forget the character of Violet from the 1971 classic Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? That's Denise Nickerson playing the iconic role.
Overnight, her family posted a message on Facebook with just 2 words: she's gone. The Hollywood Reporter writes that Denise was taken off life support after she suffered a seizure while recovering from pneumonia. Denise Nickerson was 62 years old.
All right, good morning, everyone. Time now is 6:49, and we are going to take you down to the tropics real quick and talk about potential tropical cyclone 2. It's a big name. Basically, this will likely form into a tropical storm later today. Current winds 30 miles per hour. You got to be at least 39 for a tropical storm. So that will likely happen later today. I want to show you the tracks, and all of these different lines are different forecast models where they project this to go. And there's about a 180-degree difference where this may end up, and that's going to be a huge factor in the forecast of where the heaviest rain will be, but likely a very weak Category 1 hurricane and then eventually heading up towards the Ohio River Valley by the middle of next week. So that's 2 a.m. on Tuesday. So how much rain are they going to be seeing this? Well, I'm going to stop it here. Landfall likely going to be sometime midday Saturday somewhere in Louisiana. At that point, could see up to a couple of inches of rain, but look at how much rain moves in for Saturday and Sunday with this storm, potentially up to 20 inches in some spots. We're going to keep a close eye on that, and we have some changes to our 7-day forecast because of that storm, which we'll get to here in a second. Currently, we're at 76 degrees. It's warm. It almost feels tropical. That dew point at 70 is just really sticky, humid, heavy air. Current temperature in Lewis Center, 73 degrees, 75 in Gahanna. Good morning, Hilliard. You're at 73, 72 down towards Grove City. And then Johnstown, you're at 73. A little wider view of the radar and satellite. Had a little shower move through the southern part of Franklin County earlier. Even some thunderstorms in far southeastern Ohio. More rain will be popping up as we head into later today. So let's go to Futurecast, and it is picking up on that little cell, although it's a little more stronger here on Futurecast than what the radar is picking up on. But the rain kind of works its way out to the east as we go through the day. More thunderstorms developing by lunchtime, especially to the south. And look at those storms there just east of Chillicothe later today. Now we get into some scattered showers and storms here at 5 o'clock, including the metro area, but it all moves down to the southeast and out of here by late tonight. Tomorrow morning, some fog and then sunshine by the afternoon. But we are in the slight risk for severe weather in southern and southeastern Ohio, marginal risk along I-71, and still could see some thunderstorms to the northwest. But as far as the main threat, could see some gusty winds, potentially some flooding with some of these heavier cells later today. So stay weather aware. We get up to a high of 86 today, strongest storms to the southeast. And then tonight, patchy fog, low of 67, humidity dropping overnight tonight. And tomorrow, sunshine coming out in the afternoon, beautiful day. Less humid as well, and then your extended forecast. Friday and Saturday staying dry for us. Some pop-up afternoon showers and storms Sunday and Monday. Timing of what could likely be berry sometime between Tuesday and Thursday on the forecast models. So we're going to increase our chance of rain, drop the temperatures just a little bit. We will likely be adjusting Tuesday and Wednesday as we continue getting more and more information, guys.
All right, let's take you live right now to Pickerington. This evening kicks off Picktown Palooza. Happens every year. It's a good time, a 3-day community celebration featuring games, inflatables for the kids, a car and bike show, and a run and walk. It all starts at 5 o'clock. Then tomorrow night, Lance Bass, O-Town, and Aaron Carter will take the stage. 90s music fans. Cameron Fontana has a preview starting in about a half an hour on Fox 28. A new development project just announced this morning for the North Market.
It's pretty incredible. The details just into our newsroom in this morning's Good Day to Go.
It is 6:56 right now, and here's your Good Day to Go. You are live looking at a ramp closure on the west side. 70 eastbound to 270 northbound is blocked off. You can see police still there on scene. Crews are working to get an overturned semi out of the way. They actually have it upright right now. They're just working to get an oil spill and some other issues off the roadway right now. We're expecting that to be open by 8 o'clock, so definitely something to be aware of as you're heading out.
Yeah, could see some strong to severe storms heading into the afternoon today, and we are going to be taking a look at the latest update from the National Hurricane Center to see if we get Tropical Storm Barry to form with their latest update.
And a live look into the French Quarter in New Orleans this morning. A state of emergency is in effect. A possible hurricane forming right now in the Gulf, and the new path of the storm due out in just 1 hour.
Live pictures from the far east side now. 2 firefighters injured battling this house fire near Chatterton Road. Their injuries were minor, and both are expected to make a full recovery.
And a live look now at the Franklin County Courthouse. In just about 2 hours, a 22-year-old babysitter will face a judge accused of abusing young children in her care. One of those children suffered a broken back.
And this just in, the North Market just announcing that it will be preserved and expanded in the new construction project at its site. This new skyscraper would add 600,000 square feet to the historic location, including offices and residential space. And that's your Good Day to Go.
Well, Good Day Columbus continues here in just 2 minutes on Fox 28. We hope to see you there.